If you've ever wondered why some relationships last and others don't, stay with me. There's one question that predicts if your relationship will last, and most people never ask it. And I'm Mrs. Grace Whitfield, licensed relationship counselor. And I've heard this question destroy relationships more than any other. I've sat with couples for years who still couldn't answer what I'm about to ask you. And skip this question and you'll find yourself in the same heartbreak, just with a different face. There are 5 questions in total. I'll ask the first one in the next video. I want you to actually sit with it. And I promised you the first question. Here it is. Are you ready? Ask yourself, am I looking for a partner? Or am I looking for someone to rescue me? A partner grows with you. A rescuer is there to fix a pain you haven't healed yet. I've seen people marry the first person who made them feel safe, not the person who was right for them. And question 2 is even harder to admit. Earlier, I told you, question 2 is even harder to admit. Let's get into it. Ask yourself, can I handle this person's silence, not just their words? Words are easy. Anyone can say the right thing in the moment, but silence shows you who someone really is when there's nothing to perform. I've watched couples panic the second there's quiet in the room because they were never taught that silence isn't rejection. Sometimes it's just peace. And question 3 is the one people lie to themselves about the most. I told you, question 3 is the one people lie to themselves about the most. Here it is. Ask yourself, am I trying to fix them or am I loving them as they are right now? There's a difference between growth and a project. Growth is something they choose. A project is something you're managing. And I've sat with people who spent years waiting for someone to become who they hoped they'd be instead of loving who was actually in front of them. And question 4 will make you look in the mirror, not at them.
I told you question 5 is the hardest one. It's the one that closes this list. Here it is.
Ask yourself, am I ready to be fully seen? Or am I still hiding parts of myself?
You cannot be loved for a version of yourself that isn't real. If you're hiding, you're not being loved. You're being tolerated. I've watched people stay guarded for years, wondering why they still felt alone in the relationship. They were never fully in it.
And I have spoken to married couples. Today, we close this series, all of it, together.
5 questions, 4 stages of love, one truth underneath all of it. The right relationship doesn't erase who you are. It reveals you.
Don't just watch this and move on. Go back. Sit with the question that made you uncomfortable. That's the one you needed most. In all my years doing this work, the couples who lasted weren't the ones who never struggled. Before I gave you 5 questions. Now we bring them all together. And are you looking for a partner or a rescuer? Can you handle their silence, not just their words? Are you loving them or fixing them? Do you like who you become around them? And are you ready to be fully seen? Now that you've asked yourself these, the real question is, what happens next, depending on where you are in love? Whether you're single, dating, engaged, or married, what comes next applies to you differently. And I asked which stage you're in. Now we start with singles. If you're single right now, don't wait for a relationship to start using these questions. Use them today. Sit with question 1 on your own. Ask, have I been looking for rescue in every relationship I've had?
Then ask yourself who you become when you're alone.
If you don't like that person, no relationship will fix it. I've counseled singles who rushed into love to escape loneliness and carried that same emptiness right into the relationship. And earlier on, I spoke to singles. Now, this is for the ones who are dating. And dating is where these questions get tested for real, but most couples never actually talk about them out loud. Don't interrogate your partner. Share your own answer first. I've been working on not needing to be rescued opens a door. An accusation closes it. Pick one question a week. Bring it up over dinner, not during an argument. Timing changes everything. I've seen couples avoid these conversations for years, then finally have them and realize they've been dating two different versions of the same relationship. And
I have spoken to couples who are dating. Today, this is for the ones who are engaged. Engagement has a deadline, and deadlines make people avoid hard questions instead of asking them.
And revisit question 3 and 5 before the wedding, not after. If the answer is uncertain, don't panic and don't cancel anything. Sit with your partner and say it out loud. And
I've counseled couples 2 weeks from the altar, realizing they've never actually asked each other these things. Some married anyway. Some were grateful they finally spoke. And
next is for the ones who already said I do and think it's too late to ask. I have spoken to couples who are engaged.
If you're married, you might think these questions came too late. They didn't. It's never too late to ask them.
Pick one question tonight. Ask your spouse, not to accuse them, but to understand where you both are now. People change. The question should be asked again.
I've counseled couples married 20 years who asked question 4 for the first time and finally understood why they'd been drifting. And before we close this series, I'll tell you what to do with everything you've learned. They were the ones brave enough to ask themselves hard questions and stay anyway. Wherever you are, single, dating, engaged, or married, you're not behind.
You're exactly where you need to be to start asking.
Tell me in the comments which question changed something for you. And follow, because this isn't the last conversation we're going to have. If this helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it too.